Hello guys, and welcome back to another video for disposable countings, and we're here on for AFL Fantasy 2021, and this is my first team. Just a quick disclaimer, the rookies I have aren't generally the best rookies, they're just the one that are most likely to play at the current moment, and I will update you guys with more information on the best rookies to find later on in the year when we receive more information. So please subscribe for that. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into it. So, my defense is headlined by Rory Laird, Jack Chris, and Alex Withen. Now, Rory Laird's a great option because I reckon he will play very well. He's not going to be like the best defender, but at the current time, he does look like he's going to play in the midfield, and 763k in the midfield is kind of low, especially for a person who can rack up disposals like Laird can. Now, Jack Chris massively underperformed last year, except for around his last 5. So, I reckon he can definitely improve in 726k. He's also just another defender there, cheaper than other options like Lloyd and Whitfield. He's cheaper than them. 726k, should average more, should increase in price by like around 50k, I'm imagining, and he will play well. He's just there to add a solid backbone to my defense line. Now at 654k, I've got Alex Withen. He's great. He's just moved clubs from Brisbane to Eagles. He should play more. He only played 6 games last year, averaged very highly for that, around 90 average adjusted for shortened quarters. So that was around like a 75, or I guess. And then my fourth defender is pretty weak at Hayden Young for 337k. Now this is probably an unusual selection, but I reckon he does have it in him if he does play every single match. If he's not selected at all, definitely just drop him straight away if he's not selected, because there's definitely going to be rookies out there that will play and is definitely a better option than Hayden Young. Now at 260k, I've got Denver Granger Barras. He was pick number 6 this year, and he's playing for Hawthorn, which is so good. Now the reason why he's going to be really good pick up that you should consider is because James Sicily's injured, Jack Conniston's injured, practically all their tall stocks injured. He was going to be playing anyway, and in case there's not any doubt, then he's definitely playing. With that said, he can rack up quite a few points, depends how he plays. If he's kind of like Sicily, he can become one of the biggest defenders, but I'm guessing he's going to play a more tall, traditional role, and probably would average around 60. That is my guess. Next one is Nicholas Cox for 256k. Now this guy's a tall, athletic defender. He can play rebounding, and I reckon he will get quite a lot of the ball. So he's another option. He's probably going to be playing as my 6th defender purely because he's more expensive and he'll probably average more than the rest. Now Zach Reed, another drafty, pick number 10 for Essendon. This guy is probably going to be the first one to go if I see another option. I'm not 100% confident in him, but I just reckon he'll be playing every single match. And even though he's pretty expensive, 72k more expensive than the lowest price, I reckon he's still a very good option. Next one is Fisher McCasey. He'll be practically playing every single game, I guess. Well, he should be, especially as he improves this year. And that's purely why I have him in my bench. He won't average more than 50. He will also change if I find another option. At the midfield, first we got Lachie Neale for 935k. He will be my captain this year as well. I expect him to continue his long, good form streak that he did last year. Next one is Matt Crouch, 844k. I reckon he will play very, very, very well next year. With 144k, you can also downgrade to other midfield options who are doing better than him as well. So it's just good to have that salary cap space that you can downgrade. Next one is Andrew Brayshaw at 729k, who's my vice captain. I reckon Brayshaw's standout year will be this year, and he's one of my players who I'm taking a bet on. So that's why I've got him in my team. Elliot Yeo, 679k, injured last year, definitely worth more. Probably going to increase in price, definitely. I reckon you should definitely consider playing him. I'm not sure about his injury situation, but I'm pretty sure he is ripe to go for the 2021 season, and he does have a full preseason, I'm pretty sure as well. Matt Rowell, 574k. He's a must-have. He averaged like practically 100 in the first 5 games of career before his injury. He will definitely play, and he will definitely score higher than that. So he's a must-have. Jackson Haley, 486k. Now, this is a little bit risky. I'm betting on that he will definitely become a better midfield than he was last year. He'll definitely get more opportunities with the Crows. It just depends whether or not he's too expensive. So don't be afraid to change that option if you need to. Will Phillips, 266k, another must-have. North Melbourne picked him for a reason, and he wouldn't be picked in if he wasn't going to play. Next one, 250k, Luke Pedler, pick number 11, plays for Adelaide. I reckon he will play. He was a bit of a surprise selection for me, but so they would have picked him only if they thought he would have played. Next up, we got Tanner Bron, who was picked number 12, I'm pretty sure, and Harry Sharp, who was picked later in the draft. They're both players that probably will change as the year progresses and we get more news on who is playing and who isn't. At my ruck, we got Tim English. Now, originally I had Max Gawn, but because I spent so much on my rookies, especially since most of them are around 60 or 70k more than the bench price at 170k, I had to downgrade Max Gawn to Tim English. Don't be afraid to get Max Gawn, I'm just telling you that. Next one, we got Braden Bruce, practically a must-have, 377k. The reason for that is purely because he was playing behind Max Gawn at Melbourne. He's now moved to GWS, so he will be playing there, so make sure you get him. Next up is Riley Thilthorpe. He's a ruck forward, pick number 2 for Essendon. He is pretty expensive, I reckon. I think he's 268k. Might be wrong. I've cut it out in this picture here, but I'm pretty sure it's 268k. And he's more expensive than other options, but he will definitely play. So there's something you should keep in mind. For my forwards a little bit undermanned, with Isaac Heaney, my best forward, being 603k. He got injured during this year, so he is definitely underpriced. The next one is Tom Phillips, 602k. He is also underpriced purely because he's moving clubs, and I reckon he'll play more on the wing where he can get more marks and kicks, kick mark game. Now, the next one is very, very bad for a third forward, is Jamal Ugle-Hagan, 270k, number 1 draftee. And Ugle-Hagan is probably going to play every single game, especially since Josh Bruce did not do anything last year. He only contributed in 1 match, which he kicked 6 goals, which was a good thing. So the next one is Logan McDonald, playing for Sydney. I reckon they need another tall forward, but he isn't that reliable in terms of injury, so I reckon he'll also play quite a lot. The next one is Elijah Hollands, who's pick number 7, playing for Gold Coast. Could have even been pick number 1 as well. So it was an absolute steal by them, and he is underpriced, I guess. He will definitely play because due to Gold Coast's young team, they're blotting some talent, so he definitely will play. And at 258k, you can earn you some buck. The guy Cockatoo, he recently got traded to Brisbane, and he's 243k. I reckon he will play a few matches. He might not play every single match, so you might have to get rid of him. He is pretty injury prone as well, but at Brisbane, I reckon he can achieve. Next, we got Brendan Campbell and Archie Perkins, who are both draftees, who I probably also will change. Just a note about the whole entire team is that some of these guys are very overpriced for rookies, but what that means is if we do trade them in for 170k people, you can upgrade for other people. So I originally also had Josh Dunkley in my team, so I would probably trade Isaac Heaney for Josh Dunkley if you had the K. My only concern there is that the Bulldogs have quite a lot of midfielders now, so something you have to keep in mind. Anyway guys, thanks for listening. Subscribe please, and like for future videos that just like this one. Also, I'll be updating the team, and every 2 weeks or so I will be releasing another video outlining what I've changed and why I've changed it, so make sure you subscribe for those content. Anyway guys, thank you, please enjoy the rest of your day.